morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy today because I've finally been reunited with my favorite tea. Chocolate Digestives from Bird & Blend. As always, they're a British tea brand that I absolutely love, and this is my favorite tea of all time, and it was stuck at my childhood home in Texas, and it's finally gotten to me, and I'm so excited to make my way through this big bag. Anyways, today we're going to have a big, hopefully very productive sort of reset day. Just sort of reorganize my space, setting some monthly goals, and sort of a plan for the month so that I feel like I know what I'm doing at least a little bit. You guys might have seen on my Instagram, but basically my family, my parents, and my sister were here visiting for 2 weeks from the US. It was genuinely so much fun, but every day was so packed, and we even managed to squeeze in a trip to Osaka for a weekend. So truly like a packed trip. It was like the busiest 10 days, but it was so nice to spend some time with my family. I really missed them a lot. They left yesterday, but I just think it was such a good recharge, and obviously I'll hopefully see them very soon. But yeah, even though it was like the best time, I think any sort of trip or like visitor or whatever, like any sort of like interruption to the routine for that long, you kind of just like lose track of everything. So my room is a little bit of a mess. I have a lot of clutter. Another total random thing, my wrist started hurting, and so now I have this brace on because my thumb is feeling a little numb, so that's not so great. And then I also have a lot of finals coming up and sort of like translations coming up for the summer. So I definitely need to sort of take some time, get my life together, and make sure I'm feeling sort of refreshed for June and also for the summer. I want to start with sort of like cleaning, and so I have some laundry going, and I want to go through the storage and my shelves, which is like where the clutter is mostly happening, and then also do sort of like a closet switch out because now it's truly just summer, and I don't think that I need any jackets or anything like that anymore, at least for the next couple of months. It's so hot already, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back to the desk and sort of do like my monthly goals, reflections, my usual routine. I have shown you guys this before really quickly, but I think it'll be nice to do it together for June and just feel really good, maybe even set up a weekly plan for the rest of the week. And yeah, hopefully by the end of this, I feel a little bit more energized and less like overwhelmed by the things I have to do this month. Hopefully if you guys also need like sort of a reset or refresh for your space or whatever, you can put this on in the background as you do sort of like your chores and reflections and goals and stuff. And yeah, let's get started.
Where did the time go? How do we move so far away? Holding on, how much can we both take when love isn't echo? I can't hear what you're saying when love isn't echo. I can't hear what you're saying. Strong lessons burn brighter, that makes us two fighters. And what I'm asking tonight is, could we get back to where we started?
Time to hang up my laundry. I'm gonna do the small ones out here on the balcony and big ones upstairs on the roof. Next, I want to tackle this bookshelf storage area because it is just such a mess. You can't really see, but it's just like fully packed even towards the back. So I just want to get it to be truly the essentials that I use, and organize my books and stuff. So yeah, hopefully just also make it more visually satisfying because this is like the one storage area where everything is open. So that's all the cleaning done for today, and I feel a little bit silly because it took so long. Why is it 3 p.m.? I did get a little tired and took a little small YouTube break, so there's no excuses. But yeah, cleaning is so tiring. I forget every time until I do like a deep clean that it takes so much of your energy. But we are back at the desk, specifically to talk about sort of my monthly goal setting and reflections, and also sort of planning, which is particularly important this month because I have so many things going on. I don't know how we ended up here, but I have my finals for my classes coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then also starting my summer tutoring, which is when sort of like my main tutoring work kicks up. And then I also have 3 separate translation projects going on this summer, which is really, really exciting. And honestly, I feel so lucky to even just be in this position because I wouldn't have dreamt of it like even last year. But I have like basically a thing to translate every month, which I know for a lot of working translators that sometimes there's that's their pace. Like the amazing Anton Her translates a book a month almost, which is crazy. But having said that, this is still the most like sort of translation work I've ever had in a short period of time, so I'm a little nervous, but I think if I just sort of schedule my time out, okay, it'll be fine, hopefully. So what I do is in this amazing Loic term journal, I take kind of just like a 2-page spread, and on one side I have like sort of the reflections and highlights from the past month, and then on the other side the goals for this month. So in this case I would do May sort of highlights on the left and June goals on the right. In terms of going through my last month, I have a sort of general highlights list where I just go through my camera roll and just try to remember fun little things that happened. And then separately to the personal highlights, I have a work highlights section, and the reason I keep this separate is because I work for myself right now, and I am the only one who can give myself the validation that I really need. And then lastly, I have sort of new places and spots I've discovered, and the reason I have this is just to motivate myself to kind of get out there and look at new things and sort of find new places in Seoul. Then on the monthly goals section, I separate my work goals, my personal goals, the books to read, sort of like a TBR list for the month, which honestly is super loose. I rarely stick to it, but it's just nice to know if I ever get lost, I can always come back and find a new book. Sort of fun things that are happening that month if I have any plans, and then also I plan out most of my videos for the month so that I'm not super lost in terms of what content I want to produce. If you're like me and you don't mind having goals by the end of the month that haven't been met, because I feel like I kind of like to set more than I can achieve just to motivate myself. But honestly, I keep in mind that I probably won't meet every single one of them. I think like 5 to 7 goals even is enough. I know some people like swear by like 3 goals. I feel like having like 5 work goals, 5 personal goals works really well for me. That's honestly all I do. I try to do this at the beginning of the month, like the first weekend. And it's really nice because whenever I feel kind of lost throughout the month, I can check back in. I think a month is a perfect chunk of time as well because it's long enough to allow yourself to have some flexibility as things might change. And then in terms of the weekly scale level, I'll just like plan what I'm working on each day, but I don't necessarily have like weekly goals or anything. I don't know if you guys can hear, but of course, like as soon as I started filming, they started construction like literally right down the block or something. So I'm gonna stop talking now. But that's honestly it. That's sort of like my monthly routine reset. First things first, I'm just gonna go through my May goals from last month and highlight the ones that I've managed to achieve, which I always do. And I think I might go to a cafe just to escape the noise and also just to get out of the house today to set my June goals. And then I'll also show you guys my plan for the week.